Okay, in this tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you how to do object removal using a variety of different tools in Photoshop. First thing that we need to do is to duplicate our background layer. So we just drag it down to this little box, create a new layer, and now I can see that I have a duplicate, or I could do Command J. Command J is the fastest way to do it. The first tool that we're going to be looking at is on the left-hand side. We hold it down and we're going to see either the spot healing brush tool, the healing brush tool, then we're going to go to the patch tool, and then we are going to go to the clone stamp tool. So there are 4 tools that I'm going to teach you today. Whenever we do an edit, we're going to be zooming in. So Command plus or Command minus to zoom out. All right, so just to show you the first tool, so we're going to go to the spot healing brush tool. This is a really good tool. All you have to do is brush over the area that you want to remove, and the computer is going to figure out, the program is going to figure out what to fill it with. Okay, so I only want to make sure that the brush is just as big as I need it to be. There's a little something right here. I don't want to go in with a really big brush. I just want to make it smaller. Again, to make your brush bigger or smaller, you're going to be using the square brackets, and then I just click. Normally what I would do is I start at the top left and I'm going to scroll over using the space bar to scroll and then my mouse, and I'm going to look for little tiny things. So this one right here might be good. All I have to do is rub over it, and then I'm going to let it go, and the computer is going to figure out. And you always need to take a step back after and make sure that it did a good job. All right. The next one that we're going to look at is the healing brush tool, which is a lot like the spot healing brush tool. Really, the only difference is that you get to decide what you want it to fill with. All right. For example, if I'm doing this spot right here, just watch what happens if I click. It's going to give me an error, and it says option click to define a source point to be used to repair the image. And you click OK. And now that just means that you need to pick what the computer is going to choose to fill it with. So you're going to do option, click on the black, and now you're going to go down and you let go, click, and now you're going to rub over that area until it's gone. Okay, so we're just correcting this area. Sometimes it does a better job than other times. All right, and that's like anything. All right, so it looks okay for now. You just want to make sure that you retain texture, that you're not getting rid of all of the texture. I'm going to zoom back out, and it looks fine for now. You could obviously spend more time at it, or I would go in with another tool to fix that. The next one is going to be the patch tool. The patch tool is amazing for doing repairs when it's surrounded by the same area that it needs to be filled with, like this whole area right here. All I have to do is circle it. I draw a circle over it, and now I'm going to drag it down or to the side, and I could do really either because it's surrounded by that black background. And now it just filled it in really, really quickly. So that's a great tool to use. I don't have anything else here. Actually, this one right here would work well. I'm going to circle this spot and drag it right here, okay? And let go. It didn't do a good job. I'm going to do it again. Drag it, let it go. Maybe I'm going to drag it off to the side, and that did a better job. This one right here, same thing. Try when you're circling it or selecting it, you want to make sure that you're remaining somewhat close to it. All right. So this one right here, I could decide what to do. I could try the patch tool. If not, I could probably go back. Normally, I like to do the spot healing brush tool as much as possible. Right here, I'm just rubbing over it and then I'm letting it go. And I did it like in about 3 different steps, okay? And that's fine. And I can just really quickly go over other spots on the face as well where the makeup got cakey. All right. The next one that we're going to look at is the clone stamp tool. And the clone stamp tool is basically when you're copying something and you're cloning it over to another spot. Okay, and this could be used like if I wanted to give him a third eye, I could go You have to do Option click to source what it is that you want to clone, and then you can bring it wherever you want, and then you can click and let it go. I'm not going to give him a third eye. The thing is, when you're doing the clone stamp tool, make sure that your hardness is like 0%, and then you can adjust your flow. Normally, I like to go with a lower flow, but for now, I'm going to go probably like around 30. 31 is fine. So I'm going to make my brush smaller, and here I'm going to go Option click to choose the black, and now I'm going to go down, and you can see where the plus sign is, and that just means that it's cloning from where the plus is. Now, I don't want to go too far away from my source point. I'm going to let go. I'm going to go Option click, and now I'm going to fix this makeup up, this part right here. Okay. And then this is something that's very, very common. And just so that you do know, you can get rid of a lot of stuff, obviously. When I'm doing a portrait or when people are doing portraits, sometimes we can be way too aggressive. I try to look at it like if it's something temporary, get rid of it. Like, for example, if it was a cut on a person's face, I'm sure that they don't want to have the cut in their photograph, so feel free to get rid of it. Or if there was a hair going across the face. But nobody's perfect, and you don't need to make the skin perfect either. So right here, all I'm doing is I'm going to click on the line in between, and then I move it over, and I'm going to rub up and down until I get rid of that white. Okay. All right, so that's the clone stamp tool. And you could go through the entire image and you can clean everything up. You can get rid of all of the white spots. Make sure that when you have something like this, you keep the line. Same thing right here with that seam. But I think that, first of all, you want to make sure that the lighting is consistent when you're doing it. It's easiest to use the spot healing brush tool when you can. So I would always go over it with the spot healing brush tool, let go. That's doing a great job. If it doesn't do a great job, so I'm going to let go here and it's done. If it doesn't do a great job, all you have to do is Command Z and you're going to get it back. Okay, and that's how you remove objects from a photograph.